What's up, Celtics Nation? James Anderson here, bleeding green as always, and you are not going to believe what dropped today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and let's dive straight into this bombshell. The anxiety levels are through the roof because the story dominating the back channels today involves the return of our leader. But hold on tight, because the front office is also making moves in the market, and a massive hurdle might just derail the dream signing we've all been asking for. Is this roster locking in or falling apart? The answer that could define our season starts right now. The heart of every Celtics fan beats a little faster when we think back to the void left during last season's playoffs against the Knicks, when that Achilles tendon pulled the rug out from under us. But take a deep breath, because the landscape has changed, and what seemed like a distant dream is starting to look like reality. Boston is sitting third in the East, the biggest surprise in the NBA so far, and this solid campaign has changed everything. The burning question was, is it worth risking Tatum this season? And the answer is starting to surface, not through rumors, but through videos of the man himself working hard, sweating it out, and showing progress that would give anyone chills. But what really made the NBA world stop today was the direct update from our commander-in-chief, Joe Mazzulla. When asked if it was still realistic to expect Tatum back, Mazzulla didn't dodge the question. Instead, he threw some intriguing responsibility into the air. He said it plain and simple. It's all up to him. Look at the weight of that statement. The coach made it clear that health is priority number one, and that he blindly trusts Jayson's process and his personal medical team. There's no pressure from the front office, no desperation, just trust. Mazula reinforced that what matters right now is his presence, the leadership he's already showing on the bench, in film sessions, on road trips. He's not a ghost on the injury report. He's an active, living, breathing part of this roster that's fighting at the top. That sounds like music to our ears because, reading between the lines, it's obvious. If Tatum says, "I'm ready," the Boston Celtics are going to open the doors to the starting lineup immediately. Just imagine that. We already have the second best offense in the league. Now add Jayson Tatum to that equation. It transforms a dangerous team into an unstoppable war machine, especially from beyond the arc. The caution is absolute. Nobody wants to see him get hurt again, and he's still months away from ideal shape, with no timeline set in stone. But the door is open. The coach has given the moral green light. Fans are already picturing that triumphant return in the playoffs, with the team dialed in and him arriving as the final piece of the puzzle. However, while we're dreaming of the perfect offense, there's a market situation unfolding that could either be a bucket of ice water or the cherry on top for our defense. Because it's no use having Tatum flying on offense if we can't protect the rim on the other end. And that's where things get complicated. It looks like the front office's plan to bring a giant to the paint has hit a bureaucratic concrete wall that nobody saw coming. What if I told you the perfect trade could be blocked by a boring technical NBA rule? The situation is tense and involves names you never imagined could be on the way out. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day, because while we're hyped about Tatum, Brad Stevens' office is on fire with a dilemma that could change our defense. The dream target has a name, Ivica Zubac. Bringing the Clippers center in would be a home run, the masterstroke to lock down the paint. Brett Siegel from Clutch Points dropped the bomb that this isn't just fan delusion. The interest is real. And do you know who the key to this negotiation is? Anthony Simons. That's right, the young guard currently on our roster, who the Clippers have been flirting with since his Portland days. It would be the perfect trade. We send Simons, clear the salary, and get a rebounding monster in return. But wait, because what comes next is even more unbelievable and frustrating. There's a fly in the ointment called the Steppian rule. It's an NBA technicality that forbids teams from being without first-round picks in consecutive years. And since we've already dealt so much, if Boston offers the 2026 pick, the next one we could legally package wouldn't be until 2031. That's right, a 6-year gap. The Clippers aren't stupid. They want Simons and more draft capital to release Zubac. The question is, will they accept waiting until 2031 for a pick? That is the major obstacle that could make this deal collapse before it even starts. And here enters the debate that's going to divide the fan base. Do we really need to get desperate and mortgage the future for Zubac? Neemias Queta has been an absolute revelation. The Portuguese big man has turned into a monster protecting the rim. Opponents are shooting almost 10% worse when he's in the paint. The offense flows, his screens are brick walls, and he's still flying for lobs. The team has the second best net rating in the league with Queta playing heavy minutes. Sure, Zubac is an upgrade, a battle-tested veteran grabbing nearly 12 boards a game who would bring absurd security. But is it worth paying such a high price and being left with zero flexibility in the draft? Furthermore, there's the financial side. Moving Simons and bringing in Zubac, who has a friendly contract dropping from $18 million to $21 million through 2028, would help the Celtics get out of that suffocating luxury tax zone, the dreaded first apron. Financially, it makes sense. Tactically, it's a dream. But the draft pick bureaucracy is the wall Brad Stevens needs to climb. We're stuck at a crossroads. Do we trust Queta's brutal evolution, or do we go all or nothing for Zubac, hoping the Clippers accept our distant draft crumbs? It's a crossroads that could define whether we just compete or whether we steamroll everyone in the playoffs. And this decision needs to be made soon. Now the ball is in your court. On one side, the real hope of seeing Tatum step on the floor before the playoffs. On the other, the financial and tactical crossroads regarding bringing in Zubac. Is it worth mortgaging our future in 2031 for a center now? Or can Neemias Queta handle the job? I want to see the battle of opinions down below. Is this Steppian rule a curse or a blessing in disguise to keep us from overspending? Comment without mercy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because tomorrow there's more backstage heat coming to the channel.